You with more information. Rainier Avenue Radio.
Love food? Here's some storage tips to keep it fresh longer. Store cut fruits and vegetables in the fridge. Place in reusable containers. Keep bread in the freezer for longer storage. 40% of food in the U.S. goes uneaten. Save money, save food, save the planet. Visit Seattle Public Utilities for more tips.
Join Rainier Avenue Radio from 5 to midnight for Sunday evening sound sessions. Jazz from the Cabinets from Big Poppy.
That's right. It's time once again for Jazz from the Cabinets with Big Poppy.
Sergio LaCour's Love Lines.
It's Sergio's Love Lines with Sergio LaCour. Go to the phone line. Tell her who we talking to.
Sage Prince, Just My Opinion.
This is Sage, and that's just about going to do it for the first half of Just My Opinion.
K-Fox Nightbeat with Nasty Ness Rodriguez.
It's the beat of the Fox. K-Fox Nightbeat, Nasty Ness.
You know what? You're going to listen from 5 to midnight. Just turn it on and don't stop. DJ Alibaba. The Underground Surround Sound Start Time with Paul Pearson.
Thanks for tuning in. My name is Paul Pearson.
Sunday evening sound
Star
sessions on Rainier Avenue Radio. Trust me, you'll be listening the entire time from 5 to midnight. Sunday evening, your sound session on Rainier Avenue Radio.
We must all remain committed to slow the spread of coronavirus, taking care of ourselves and not putting others in harm's way, especially those already at higher risk of getting seriously ill, including people over 65 or those with underlying medical conditions. If you must be out, avoid crowded areas, stay 6 feet or 2 arm lengths away from others, and wear a face covering. Wash hands frequently with soap and water for 20 seconds, especially after being in public spaces. Avoid touching your face, cough or sneeze in a tissue, then throw it away. Disinfect frequently touched objects. And if you have symptoms of fever, dry cough, and shortness of breath, call your healthcare provider before going to their office. Slowing coronavirus means taking care of ourselves while also protecting others. Even if you're not at high risk, these steps should be taken to help slow the spread of coronavirus. We are all in this together.
You're listening to Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Check us out on social media. Facebook and Instagram, Rainier Avenue Radio.world, and on Twitter at Rainier Ave Radio.
Hey, this is Traci Harrell, and I could not be more excited to be bringing to you right now the Better Together Empowerment Series with the Living Powerfully Experience. What I love most about Rainier Avenue Radio is that they're allowing us to show up for you, with you, with content that's going to allow you to actually change your life forever. I know it sounds big, and it is. So I'm going to share a presentation with you, see if you have access to do so. What we're going to do is we'll talk a little bit about your life, you being in a position to truly change the status quo. I love it. So what we've been talking about is this idea of being in a position to change everything. We talk about this dilemma. Let's see if this is going up. Sure. Go back to start. Daniel, I'm able to show this presentation. Oh, present. Let's see if it works. Present. I love you going live. Oh, you're Are you able to do it for me? So we're going to go to the kickoff presentation I shared, and you're in my shot. Thank you. So guys, we're going to talk a little bit about, oh, there it is. Thank you. The dilemma. Guys, what we're talking about today is a dilemma. But we're also talking about solutions today. So if the dilemma is, yes, I do have poor internet today. Thank you. So we're going to start. We're going to do the best we can with this live show with my internet apparently not giving me the best thing. So stay with me. We're going to do the best we can today. And what we're excited to talk about change. So the dilemma is 80% of both employees and teams within most are not achieving their full potential. We've talked about this before. So if you can believe that, then that means we have an opportunity. On the next slide, what you'll see is a little bit more information about how we can change the status quo. I don't know if I'm changing my own presentation. Maybe I am. Ooh, exciting. Okay. So why people don't change, right? It's a lack of mental fitness. Apparently, I'm not changing my slides. Didn't work with me. Yeah. So what is exciting? So am I changing or are you? Chat with me, let me know what's going on. I see it change now, but I'm not sure who's changing. So why people don't change is it's a lack of what we call mental fitness. We have physical fitness, but this is really a focus on mental fitness. That's what positive intelligence is all about. It's the ability to respond to life's challenges, right, with a positive mindset. So really changing in a sustainable way. So really immediate change, but also being able to change in a sustainable way. Again, I'm not sure if I'm changing my own slides or if someone's changing them for me, but we're going to the next slide because what this shows is the author of a book that's called Positive Intelligence. And the person that you're going to be participating in, we have like 40 people that are going to go on this journey with starting next Saturday. And it's based on this book called Positive Intelligence by Shirzad Chamine. And what's super exciting about this is that it is a book that has been used by 1 million people, 50 countries. So this content is really the largest coaching and training company in the world. And we get to really apply in community what they've been applying at the top universities and in the top organizations. So he typically works with CEOs and executives. And what I said is, me too. Like that's the work that I do. Why don't we also bring this content into community? Why don't we also create a space where business owners, leaders in our community that look like us are able to truly change the status quo? So that's what PQ, this PQ training is all about. There's a 6-week PQ training program. It's gone to C-suite. You know, he's done hundreds of CEOs and their executive teams. And now we're saying we are going to change the status quo. That's what we're going to get to do. I love this. I love it so much. So on the next slide, again, I think I've probably shared this one before, but it's just a clarity around what is positive intelligence. It's research that's summarized in this book that includes neuroscience, cognitive behavioral psychology, positive psychology, and performance science. So it's the top athletes. Again, this is how you can get to the book. It's positiveintelligence.com. It's very simple, positiveintelligence.com. But it's also a book online, right? And you can buy the book, but we're going to say this is how you turn a book into the activation. So those people that participate with us, what you'll see on the next slide is if you're participating with us, you're going to have a truly transformative experience. What you're going to get to have is you're going to get to experience the 5 sage superpowers. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about them because before we talked about some of the saboteurs, right? The saboteurs are on the left side of your brain, right? They're on the right side of the screen right now, but they're on the left side of your brain, right? It motivates you through those negative emotions. So anytime you're feeling fear or stress or anger, guilt, shame, insecurity, those are your saboteurs. What we get to do is focus on the 5 sage superpowers, right? That's the right side of your brain. That's the side that focuses on thrival. If the left side is your survival brain, this is the right side of your brain. So when we talk about superpowers, one of your superpowers is the power to empathize. Step 1, empathize with others. Empathize with yourself as well. The second superpower is this idea of curiosity, right? So really being able to ask questions, inquire. Third is the idea of really deeply exploring from a creative perspective, like why you were put on this earth and how you can actually thrive in the middle of any challenge. It's creating clarity about how any situation can be turned into a gift or an opportunity. That takes the ability for you to think about the opportunities that are right before you. We have purpose listed here as well as one of those sage powers, right? We got 6 things listed, but purpose has got being able to show up, right? If we talk about the first step is to empathize, the second is to explore. That's where that curiosity comes in. They want you to be a curious anthropologist, right? Just ask questions with no judgment. You're not judging anyone. You just want more information. Once you have that information, then you're able to explore even deeper, to get creative, to say how is focused on what you hope to become, who you know you are, and what you want to show up, how you want to show up in the world. That's what this is about. And then this concept of innovation says you get to create the life of your dreams. You get to create the life you want. You get to decide what success looks like. So these 5 sage superpowers, I love the plus and the negative, right? So we have positive elements that we can say, this is what I'm going to choose to do instead of going where my saboteurs would normally have taken me. Instead of when I feel a negative emotion, it's like, I got you, I see you, but I'm going to do this instead, right? I'm not going to go down that path. I'm going to focus on the positive. I'm going to focus on my sage superpowers. I love that. Now, if you're wondering, tell me a little bit more about this program. If you know that you have the ability to Shut I'm back. Hey, y'all. We're working out some internet issues over here. My apologies. I'm back. So we were talking about what you do to truly change the status quo. So again, this Saturday, we're going to start the detail. This is just providing you a kickoff on like what this will look like for you and for those that are going to be participating. We're going to go deep. So if we go back into the slides, we were talking about the 5-stage superpowers, right? And those 10 saboteurs that we all know about, right? And so what I was saying is you're going to learn a little bit more about the program. What's going to be next in this program is it's just 3 core functions that we are focused on. So on the next slide, what you'll see is a little bit more about the program, right? And we're going to see if we can make these equal, so make the slides bigger. And so there's 3 things that we said that you get to do during this process, right? We're going to intercept your saboteurs, right? So these muscles that you have, right, where your saboteurs, if we can agree that it's something else that's generating negative emotions, all of your stress and your anxiety, self-doubt, avoidance, procrastination. Anybody procrastinate more than they should, right? Either being overly sensitive or not sensitive enough. Any form of discontent is being produced by your saboteurs. So mental fitness requires your ability to discredit. So we name them, we claim them, we see you, but we minimize, we intercept those muscles, we reduce those voices. We create a space where if you're going to thrive, if you're going to achieve your best, that's what we're doing. So we put in the chat in the past, you go to positiveintelligence.com, halfway down the page, you'll see something that says discover your saboteurs. It's a 5-minute quiz. It's super, super simple. It's really designed for you to identify your saboteurs. And then that's what you're going to be doing over the 6 weeks. These 3 things: intercepting your saboteur muscles, increasing, I'm going to go to the right, because first you're going to increase your sage muscles, right? That's the one where you get to handle challenges with a calm mind and positive emotions. We just talked about empathy and creativity and those things. You get to boost those powers, which we really haven't been trained to do, not for the purpose. It's right in the middle. You see where it says your self-command muscles? You're going to boost your self-command muscles, your ability to quiet the saboteurs and amplify the sage. That's the definition of you amplifying, creating a space where you can truly have the life that you want, no matter what's happening around you. You're going to use these simple daily exercises to really run your brain and don't allow your saboteurs to hijack your brain and run your life, waste your time, waste energy. You know, we've all had it, right? When we go down paths that we know are not ideal for us. That's what this whole process is designed to change. Now, what's exciting and what you'll see on the next live shows. Hey y'all, you have to smile when you have a live show and your internet's a little rough. You got to smile and say, you know what, we're gonna get this message across anyway. They don't want us to change the status quo, but that's what we're gonna do today. That's exactly what we're gonna do today. So we were just talking about the program and what we're gonna be bringing to you every week for 6 weeks. Right, we're going to be bringing the specifics around what this is all about. And it's really important for you to say, I'm in. Like, I'm going to be in every week because I want to change the status quo. And so the slide we were showing next is this one that says it's the program that's backed by breakthrough research. It's been used by elite athletes, hundreds of CEOs, right? Million people. It says 800,000 participants in 52 countries. But over 6 to 8 weeks, your mental fitness training can actually be seen through results in your MRI, meaning you're really increasing the gray matter in your brain, right, on the right side of your brain, and you're decreasing the activity, the gray matter in the survival side of your brain. So this has been proven, research-based through a number of collegiate and other research tools. It is a fact, right? We get to go to the next slide. Thank you very much. But we're basically talking about this work that has been proven over 6 weeks to increase the gray matter in your brain. So you're literally increasing your brain. You're creating new neural pathways. It's a beautiful thing. And what you'll see on the next slide is a little bit of information that allows us to really focus on, we call it 7 weeks of intensive practice to establish a basic foundation. It's actually 6 weeks, so 6 or 7, because there's bonus time. And we're calling this week 0, right? Because I'm getting everyone who signed up, they're going to make sure they have access to the app. They know what to do. They're going to be very clear on the objectives. And we're asking them to decide on a quest, something major that they want to establish in their life, something major that they want to accomplish. And they're going to do it by establishing new habits, new routines, new mindsets, right? So that this mental fitness is something that sticks with them for life. We talked about transformation. It's forever. It's what you're going to do forever. You're changing your DNA. You're literally changing your brain, right? And that allows you to show up calmer, cooler, smarter, actually. You're better performance. So beautiful. So what we're going to show next, thank you, Daniel, is like what is really required. So once a week, there's going to be a video session. The author of the book, Shirzad, he will actually guide us through both the experiential exercises that will deepen your understanding of what mental fitness is. You know how I've shared these videos and I talk about the surfer, how the tide, you can't stop the tide. But if you're a surfer and we give you a surfboard, that's the tools, and we teach you how to surf. That's the skill to change your life. So you not only can you not wait for the next tide, you're looking for the biggest one, because you're like, I am now skilled in a way that I wasn't before. So you will get to leave both inspired and energized each week just by watching these 1-hour video sessions. So basically the content becomes available on Saturdays. So the first content will be available this Saturday. And then we'll talk what's next. So after our weekly 1-hour video sessions, I'm obviously going to be showing up here on Monday. So the content's available on Saturdays. We'll be talking about the new content. And then keep going to our next slide. Is we have an app. It's an exclusive app that allows you to truly guide how you show up every day. And it's personalized based on that quiz that you're going to do, the various assessments that you do. The first one says, discover your saboteur. So it is personalized based on your results, right? My top saboteurs were hyperachiever, controller, pleaser, and avoider. And so, the fact that that's customized for me, but when you take the quiz, whatever yours are, you'll have content that will be focused on your top saboteur. So it's a beautiful thing. And what's exciting is it's not like, even though we're saying you can change everything about your life if you choose to, we're saying you got to do it one small step at a time. They call them one muscle at a time, one PQ rep at a time. PQ is positive intelligence quotient. So we teach you and we show you in this app how to do several things, right? There's a PQ gym that lets you practice. There's this daily focus where there's a topic and you get to listen to some great content that you get to ponder and then activate on in the day. So it's a cumulative impact of the program that is truly substantial, but it's one thing at a time. When I say it's a 1-hour video, that from the last slide, it's a 1-hour video, but it's broken up into just 5 minutes. It's broken up into chunks. So you don't have to sit down for an hour. You can listen to something for breakfast, watch it, the rest of it during lunch, catch. But you just want to be committed to yourself. The fact that this app is so powerful, it's exciting that you actually have a way to measure your fuel, how you're fueling your brain. They call it your PQ charge. You get to count your PQ reps just by doing what you do, by being present in the moment. So it really is exciting. It is. It's one of my favorite things is the app. So then what you'll see on the next slide is a pod meeting. And a pod is a smaller group of people, and you know who you are. And it was so exciting. We got so many family members that decided they wanted to do this with their family. So it's going to be transformational in the sense that research indicates that you're 500%, 500% more likely to complete a task, to build positive new habits when you're supported by accountability partners or a group. So you're going to have the bigger group, 40 of us, plus you're going to have your individual pod group or your team or your family that you're going to be able to work with. This is how we change, right? We don't just say a thing. We hold you lovingly accountable. We're going to ask you for a quest. We're going to ask you what you're going to do. We're going to make it public. Thank you very much. And we're going to take a quick break and we'll come right back to Better Together and Living Powerfully right here on Rainier Avenue Radio.
This is Paul Pearson, host of Star Time. And when I'm not using my GPS to navigate the land of 1,000 dances, I'm listening to Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
This is an important message about coronavirus. With coronavirus still spreading, those who are most likely to get seriously ill must take extra precautions. You are at a higher risk for getting seriously ill if you are over 65 or if you have any serious underlying medical conditions, like heart disease, chronic lung disease, like asthma, diabetes, or if you're undergoing cancer treatment. If you're at a higher risk for getting seriously ill, it's essential you take extra care to protect yourself. Stay home, avoid close contact with others, wash your hands frequently with soap and water for 20 seconds, disinfect frequently touched objects like doorknobs and light switches. The choices you make are critical and their impact is significant.
Mga kaibigan, ito po si Kuya Bert Kawili.
And this is Miles Salvador from Australia.
And I'm Norb Kawili, also known as Norbcam.
Kung gusto niyo po ang latest news and events from the Philippines at the local Filipino community, Phil Radio po.
We play Filipino music and interview guests from all around the world.
And I'll keep you updated on the latest Seahawks and sports news.
Kaya always tune in Phil Radio every Tuesday 1 to 2:30 p.m. Pacific Time on Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
And in YouTube and Facebook. Salamat po.
This is Brenda Charles Edwards, host of Seniors Matter. Join me every week to get information on activities and issues that impact the lives of older adults and their families. That's Seniors Matter every week on Rainier Avenue Radio.
Oh, my man. You know, everybody goes through a storm sometimes.
God is, and Rainier Avenue Radio.world have a new address. We're now located at 4916 Rainier Avenue South in Columbia City, 98118. God is still loving on your community, being a blessing and meeting the needs of the people. Don't miss any of our amazing shows. Your favorite community radio station. Tune in and come on down and get some free food and let us continue to love on you. Don't forget to tune in. See you soon for free food and free entertainment with God Is and Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
Rainier Avenue Radio, your community radio station will provide you with more information. Rainier Avenue Radio.
I love the Rainier Avenue Radio. Right, they show up for us. They show up for community. So we get to bring this content to you transformational content, that I couldn't be more proud to share. Yes, so we will keep it moving. So what we were sharing with you was just detail about how we are going to show up for you, what we're going to do, and how you're going to truly be able to transform. So there is an app, there is content, there is a transformation that we're all going to be able to bring to your life through this process. Now, what's super exciting is, we'll just go to the next slide, but we're going to show you how you get to declare a vision. You get to declare week 1, right? You're going to get to declare, this is week 0. Next week is going to be considered week 1. And so this is what those who are going to be going deep will be involved in, making sure that they've downloaded the app, that they take the assessment. That's all happening this week. And then just knowing that the new content will be available for them to watch during week 1. Right? That's kind of how this is going to work. Week 1 is next week, and then they're going to meet the first few days of the next week and then apply what they've learned. Focus on the day, do these various reflections, and then do practice in the app. That's the part when no one's watching, where it's just you and you. It's just you focusing on yourself. Thank you for this, Daniel. So each week it's the same concept, right? There's a new focus. There's the pod meetings. There's the videos that you watch. That's really what this is all about. And then after the first 6 weeks, which we call foundations, right? Week 1 is boosting your self-command. Week 2 is where you intercept the judge. You focus on your other accomplice saboteurs in week 3. Week 4 is where you shift to the sage. So it's like, okay, I see this thing that's happening to me. How do I use those superpowers you were talking about? We start talking about that in week 4. We're going to continue that in week 5, focusing on boosting your superpowers. Week 6 is more about taking action. Now, this is the standard program. Now, Traci is overboard and extra. I always go a little extra. So what we're going to be doing throughout the entire process, because, we know what the end looks like. We know the end is always about changing. It's always about how are you going to be thinking differently and doing differently. So I'm going to have people start with their quest in week 1. They're going to be declaring in community, what do they want to accomplish? Why did they decide to do this program with us? And similarly, what are you going to do differently, right? Most people wait till the beginning of the year. They wait until, January 1st. Here's my New Year's resolution. Nope, not us. You can do more in 12 weeks than most people do in 12 months. So do more in 6 weeks than most people do in 6 months, by being focused and being truly, truly intentional. So there's more, right, that we're going to continue to do, but we want to start with everyone understanding how you change the status quo. And that's what these next few weeks are going to look like. And I'm excited. So we do have a mental fitness program for you. Now, next, what you're going to see is just a little clarity around the future months. Like, what can future months look like? So you really get access to the app for 12 months. So if you're doing this program with us, you're going to have access to additional content, to these daily app challenges. There's going to be new content that shows up for you. Coach-led sessions. Of course, I'm going to continue to do this. One-to-one coaching will be available, right? For some, as we move through the process. Everyone's not going to need it. Other people are going to double down on it. So this is what the program looks like. So we're really just focusing on the first 6 weeks, but I just wanted to clarify that this isn't just about anything quick and fast, right? This is about changing who you are, changing how you show up, really being your best self. So we say, would you like to, live your best, your most successful, your most powerful year yet? This is how, right? This is our commitment to you. It's exciting. So what do we got next, Daniel? Now, this is exciting because, as you know, we've invited entrepreneurs, professionals, CEOs, executives to be a part of this process. And so in addition to saying this is an individual journey, like we're inviting you as an individual to show up, to improve your skills, your performance, your empathy, to identify your saboteurs, to minimize them, to focus on how you're going to apply your sage superpowers. All that is true. 100% true. What's also true, and again, you can focus on this at any point throughout the process, we typically want to build this foundation of you changing. As you change, then you're in a position to truly change your teams. So this is about high-performing teams, and it's a series that lets you focus on delivering team impact. So each individual changes, but your team, we get to measure what that change looks like. We also want to expand on your team growth. Again, everyone's going to change individually. That's what the PQs are about. The more you PQ, the more you invest in yourself, the more you change. But what we know is there's contagion in that positive actions. They're contagious. Negative actions are contagious too. Positive actions are 3 times more contagious. So to get results, everyone on the team, needs to be good at what they do, but they also need to be good at working together. So how are you and your teams getting better together? This is the Better Together Empowerment Series, after all. That's the what we're doing. How we're doing it is this. Part of this is this living powerfully through positive intelligence. There's more. There's something called transformational inclusive leadership as well, but we're starting with the basics. We're starting with the things that we know are going to have the greatest impact immediately in all of these areas of your life. So delivering higher team impact, expanding your team growth. Really, I love this one. This idea of creating and cultivating team culture. It says to do the right thing, the team really must have an environment that brings out the best in everyone. So we talk about creating an inclusive culture where everyone can thrive. Do you think you have that culture? Some recent content in surveys said that less than 9 people believe that their organizations have created an inclusive culture where everyone can thrive. That's not good. Doesn't surprise me. But that says we all have an opportunity to create a team culture, an organizational culture where everyone can thrive. And you might be wondering, well, how exactly does this do that? It creates new norms. I'm going to talk about that actually in great detail here when we finish these slides. I just wanted to make sure we're clear. This is what we're saying you can do as a business person. It's also about building team players, right? In order for the team to be stronger, right? First, the individuals are going to be stronger. Again, we're not backing away from that, right? They talk about Michael Jackson and the man in the mirror. That's us. We get to be better, right? But we can also build better team players. So as we think about being more mentally fit and more positive, that's all being measured. You can measure all the things around culture. We have that simple. But it's clear that the people on your team need to show up consistently at their best. They need to feel like that they can, and that's what this allows you to do, because you now have a new shared language, new shared expectations, new skills, new tools that you didn't have before. So creating high-performing teams is really, really, really what this is about. Creating that inclusive culture, what this is about. Truly changing the system. Let me just be clear. This is how all of it is connected. We get to change the systems because we change the people in the systems. We change expectations as well. I love this. Thank you, Daniel. So this is a little clarity around. We went from what you're going to do, your weekly time investment. So again, we mentioned that there's a course video that's going to be revealed to you each week. You're going to participate in your pod meeting, which is 30 to 60 minutes. You're going to get to complete these various challenges, a few minutes a day. It's just really about you deciding you're going to keep this at the forefront of your mind. And that's it, right? You're going to check in and make sure that you're you're thriving as well. If a week has 10,080 minutes, you're just investing 1% of those minutes. 1%. So that's 2 to 3% of your waking time. And the incredible ROI, or return on your investment, you will have for years to come. I think that's important. Years to come. Thank you, Daniel. So we're going to talk a little bit about next steps. We'll go to the next slide. So this is what you're going to do when you go into the system. I mentioned already, the website is positiveintelligence.com. It's at the very bottom, positiveintelligence.com. But we're going to be asking those people involved at a deep, deep, deep level, if you're truly, truly ready to transform, we're going to say download the PQ app. It's on Android and Apple as well. It's called PQ, Positive Intelligence. That's what you're going to look for. It's going to allow you to access this daily mental fitness. That's step 1, download the app. Step 2 is going to be access the weekly videos, right? Ours is 11/11. That's the date. So November 11th is upcoming Saturday. Starting this Saturday and each Saturday afterwards, your latest video training sessions will be unlocked right in the mobile app. So you'll be able to go into modules and you'll see week 1, week 2, week 3, etc. It's super organized. They're broken into segments, so they fit into a busy schedule. So it's an hour-long video, but you'll see it's 5 minutes, 2 minutes, right? Broken into very clear segments. So just remind yourself you have a video to watch. And then you also want to connect with your pod. I remember I mentioned you're 500% more likely to complete this work in a pod. So you're part of a support group, an accountability group. The larger group is all of us, but each row that's listed, each person gave me some people that are in their family that they're like, these are people that I also want to work with. These are people that are on my team that I'm going to thrive, that we're all going to thrive. And so that's exciting that we had so many of you who said, I don't want to do this without my family. I want to do this in community. So you get to, we've created a space for you to do that. We got actually way more interest than I expected. And we're able to truly change the plan and to take in just almost everyone who said that they were committed, will commit to themselves, with sharing community. This is about us sharing our story. So that the next step in this process, right, as we bring this into larger organizations, this is about us sharing our true experiences. Now, when you first get started, you're going to receive a welcome email from Shazad through the Positive Intelligence team. And I love that more than anything. It's going to really give you everything you need to prepare for the next week's practice. So that's what this is going to be. Super easy. Step 1, step 2, and step 3. We're keeping it simple for you. Now, what's next is very, very clear. It's field work, right? You're going to have to identify some goal, like something that you want to do as a team. We got family, that decided they wanted to accomplish some goals. Great. As a team, we're all going to agree that we want to perform at a higher level. We want less stress. We want to be more energized. What would you want to accomplish as a team? Is this about you being happier, finding more joy, being more effective, being more productive, doing the work you love, all of that? You got all kinds of things that you can do as a team. We're also going to ask you to choose a personal goal, right? So this is about connecting with others. It's also about you deciding on something that's going to motivate you, that's going to create a space. If you were able to perform at a higher level, which you will be. That's what this is about. You want to be less stressed, again, more energized. What would you really go after in life if you knew you could do anything? We don't want you to say, oh, I just want to do some minor little thing. We're telling you that if you do this work, you can have the life of your dreams. So this is about deciding that you're going to, I want to get better, and I want us to get better too. As a team, as a family, we're going to do this. We're going to do this thing, right? So identify what you want to do with others, and then identify personally what you want to do as well. Of course, we've already shared the PQ assessment. You're going to go to positiveintelligence.com. At the middle of the screen, you'll see something that says Discover Your Saboteurs. Of course, in the email that you get from me, you'll receive the links online as well. You'll get a link from the Positive Intelligence team, and then you have me every week showing up both for the smaller groups and for the larger cohort as well. We are changing the status quo, no doubt. That's what we're doing. We're changing the status quo. So we call it field work because it's like, this is what you get to do, what you get to do. There will be information, but information is not activation. Transformation happens because you've decided, I'm going to do something different. You've decided, I'm going to show up differently. So remember that little clip that I showed with Will Smith running up on Chris Rock being hijacked? You're going to decide, you know what, no matter how hijacked I feel, I see you, saboteur. I'm not going to go down that path. I'm going to choose something different. It's that pause. It's the breathing, right? You're going to choose differently. So you're going to identify a team goal. You're going to identify something bigger than you. My company is called It's All Bigger Than Me. So you're going to identify something that's bigger than you. You're going to identify a personal goal that's like a real accomplishment. And we're saying you can accomplish it every week. If you're intentional about what you've learned and how you can apply that to your goal, that's what we're going to be focused on for you. So you're going to get group coaching, individual coaching. It's all coming your way. You just got to show up. If you connect with us online as well, you also will get to show up. We're going to share as much as we can for you on this show through this process. It's exciting. And again, the assessments are something that you get to do to help you identify your saboteurs, to see where you are on the scale of positive intelligence. So you can see exactly how much work, right, you need to do. Then it's field work. It ain't easy. And it's not for everyone. I did not accept everyone. Some people were like, this is good, but it's not a good time. Then don't do it. This ain't for you right now, right? Right. And if you're not ready to truly transform, it may never be for you. And that's okay too. Everyone does not want to achieve their best, to live their best life. Everyone doesn't want, some people like feeling, those negative emotions. They're just used to it. We're saying this is how you eliminate those negative emotions. You see them, you call them out as the saboteurs, and then you create this opportunity. Again, the sage perspective is that everything can be turned into a gift or an opportunity. So you don't let the voice tell you that something's bad. That's no. You get to say nope. And then the process is to explore, right? To empathize, explore. We talked about those. To innovate, to navigate, and then to activate. Those are the steps. We'll talk about them throughout the process, but you're not going to be left hanging. We're not telling you we're not telling you what to do. We're also showing you how to do it. So when I say this is about you and your brain, you get to change your life. That's what this is about. Thank you, Dan. Now, the book, we call it optional extra reading because as a part of this program, what you also have in the app is chapters 1 through 8 that are in the book. In the app, rather. Chapters 1 through 8 in the book are part of the app. And you can break down your reading. You can listen to them however you want. They're really telling you in week 1, you should be reading chapter 7. In week 2, you should be reading chapter 4. Week 3. So they got it kind of laid out for you. I love this. I love it, right? So the beginning chapters are information, setting up the stage. You're going to get a lot of that just through the videos and other stuff we're doing. We're saying, here's how you activate. Here's what you can do differently. That's what I love about this. So there is a book. It's a best-selling book. A million people. I mean, it's exciting. Many people have done a program, even more than that, have read this book, right? So what we're doing is we're taking this content, and again, I'm certified in 4 other things. So you're going to get tons of other insights as well. But this is the foundation, positive intelligence. And it's actually read to you. So it's an audiobook. I know. It says read or listen. So you actually get to listen to the chapters while you're doing other things. So it's not bad. Or you can just do it in the mornings. You got options. So you will be fully fueled to change your life. Daniel, we'll go to the next slide. Now, what I love about this is there's all kind of stuff you can do. You're going to register for the program. Your first video is going to come out on Saturdays. You're going to meet each pod is going to get to decide how long they meet, whether it's 30 or 60 minutes, and when they meet, right? So during the week 1, which is next week, right, that's where you're going to be filling in these gaps. And then the field work, again, it's about setting a personal goal for yourself that you think you want, right? And thinking about your team, others that are with you, like what is your family? How do you want to be performed differently? That's the beautiful part of this as well. And we did say, again, you're going to be able to take the assessments, positiveintelligence.com. Thank you, Daniel. And it's not just about being fit as an individual, it's also about being fit as an organization. So you're going to have me as a coaching support, right? You're also going to have others that you can connect with. We have technical assistance through Positive Intelligence. Thank you for that, Daniel. We'll keep moving. And I think that might actually close it out. So we do have a chat here for any questions. And I think what I was able to do is pretty much answer every question that was asked of me on our website as well. So you can go to seattleblackmba.org. If you go to Living Powerfully, and under Living Powerfully, there's a tab, and it is actually called Participant Info. So it's a little bit of an FAQ. We've answered most questions in detail right there for you. We created special slides. Now, I did say we were starting this Saturday, and this Saturday was me basically calling each person, emailing you, texting you, making sure that we were all locked in, right? Confirming, because I know some of you wanted to bring your multiple family members in. So you were getting confirmation from those people. I love this. I love this. You can stop sharing the slides, Daniel. Thank you. So what's super exciting is that you all got to kind of reconfirm, like this is something that you are committed to do. And so if you're watching this, and you're like, I want to do this as well, just join us right here on Rainier Avenue Radio. I promised to show up in community, right? Remember, we won a little baby grant that allows us to take a few people through in detail and everyone in community through with some level of clarity. So we want you from this moment on, stop right now. We're asking you to declare, what goal do you want to accomplish? If anything was possible in your life, what would that look like? If anything was possible. For me, I'm actually going to put a public, I'm going to put a public, my public journey is going to be on display as well. I know. Once again, and I've done this before, y'all, but I haven't done it with Positive Intelligence, as I'm putting my weight loss journey as well as this business journey on Front Street. Right now, I'm doing this for Black MBA because we said we knew how. We have solutions. We know how to change the status quo. We know how to end disparities. We know how to bring clarity. This is how we do it. We talk about the Better Together Empowerment Series. That's the what we're going to do, what we're going to focus on. The how we're going to do it is this right here. So these are the beginnings. First thing you have to do is decide in your own mind, what do I want to accomplish? What big goal do I want to accomplish? Make it big, make it serious, don't play. So for 6 weeks, right, you get to show up, and we're going to show up with you, and we're going to help you move the needle forward. And if every day, this is true, this is some numbers that they talk about every day. If you just move 1%, if you did one thing every day toward a goal that you've set, I think the percentage is like 3,000% progress. Like that's what you get every day. 1% every day for 365 days, right? The cumulative effect of that is progress. This is about you moving forward. No one's asking for perfection. We're just asking you to decide. And each person who's a part of this program who's winning one of these scholarships is going to have a public experience. And if you want to join us right here on Rainier Avenue Radio, we're going to ask you to have a public experience as well. Declare what you want to do right here on our social media. Declare what is your goal going to be. When we show up, you show up. When we move, you move, just like that. As we transform, you're going to transform just like that. It really is just that simple. We're providing you with everything you need to thrive, everything you need to truly change the status quo. So first things first, identify a mission, identify a goal, identify an objective, and then join us right here on Rainier Avenue Radio. And we are going to also show up in community. I think our next full live session is on 11/16, I believe it is. We're here for you. So again, you can check us out on seattleblackmba.org. It's all bigger than me.com. This is my contribution in community to show up for you. Couldn't be more excited. Couldn't be more delighted, even about my own journey, right? The fact that I think most of you know I had a stroke on Christmas Day. So I show up now with the level of intention that says, why would you be giving this away? Most people don't value stuff that's been given away. It ain't free. We're paying for it, just so that you know. We're paying for this, right? I'm not getting any money for this. I'm doing this because this is my gift to community. We're showing up for you. This is about us truly changing the status quo. More than anything, I want each of you to decide that you can have anything that's possible. Anything is possible. If you believe it, if you're intentional, we're going to show you how to achieve it. We're going to show you how to minimize those saboteurs, those voices, those things that have prevented you from thriving. We're going to show you how to minimize those voices because we're going to provide you with an alternative. Those sage superpowers. We're going to show you this is how, these are the steps that you get to take. This is how you get to change the status quo. It's exciting. I know. And for the Washington Employers for Racial Equity, this also is for you. These are the things that you said you wanted to do. You said you wanted to increase equity, support Black business, and improve wealth for all. You talked about this increase in supporting youth, improving your leaders through professional development. That's what this is all about. So just join us right here on Rainier Avenue Radio. It's more to come. See you next week.